Hello, and welcome to a new presentation with the Living Memory Association. Today, through photographs and memories, we introduce you to some champions. Yes, that's right. Each of the children, young people, adults, and animals in our presentation today have won prizes for an array of competitions. We gladly share their triumphs with you. We start with two fine young winners of a fancy dress competition. This photograph from 1952 shows young neighbors Evelyn and Norman. Evelyn remembers, "We were dressed up as the Beasto kids for a fancy dress competition. We were deliberately a bit scruffy to look authentic. Following my mum's instructions, I kept reminding Norman to sniff the air and say, 'Ah, Beasto,' like in the advert. I could see that the judges were noticing, and we were delighted to win second prize. The first prize, I remember, was won by a family of 3 children who were dressed as a doctor, a nurse, and a patient." And 2 more fancy dress winners several decades later. This photo shows the 1989 Portobello Victorian Splash fancy dress winners. The winners are posing for their photo on the Portobello promenade. Could the baskets be part of the fancy dress, or are they the prize? We aren't sure, as this charming photo was an anonymous donation to our collection. If you know who these 2 children might be, or if you attended any Portobello Victorian Splash fancy dress competitions in the 1980s, please do get in touch with us on our social media platforms or share your memories in the comment section below. Another miniature winner. This is at Butlins Holiday Camp in Ayr. It was taken in July 1973. John Anderson is proudly holding his 1-year-old daughter, Catriona, who has just won the Butlins Bonnie Baby competition. Very bonny she is, too. The competition must have been sponsored by Heinz, and the winner's card is cleverly designed to echo the company's logo. Heinz were famous for their slogan, "Beans means Heinz," and for their boast of having 57 varieties. The stylish and excited young women in this photo are hopeful competitors in William Crawford's Miss United Biscuits Beauty Contest in 1967. The contest was held in the Trade Wines pub, and these mini-skirted 60s girls are all turning on their best smiles for the judges. One of our visitors, Christine Goodwin, remembers taking part in the same competition nearly a decade later, in 1978, with Ken Dodd as compere. Christine was runner-up, and the winner was a young lady named Jan. They both went on to do the heats of Miss England, and later Jan ended up with a TV career. Christine Goodman modeled for a few years after her second-place prize. And a photo of another Butlins holiday competition. This photo shows winners Arthur Jeffrey and Patricia Feimeister with dancing instructor Johnny Wilson. Arthur and Pat were winners of the dance competition held at Butlins during their stay. Johnny Wilson was a dance teacher and judge of the dance contest. And a photo of the winning dance duo in action. As regular visitors to the Wee Museum of Memory, I'm happy to say that Arthur and Pat married in 1960 and are still perfecting their jive over 60 years later. An excellent advertisement for the beautifying power of the pinta is how Miss Margaret Banks was described in a news clipping covering the 1970 Edinburgh Evening News Pinta Princess competition. The photograph was taken at Margaret's home in Corstorphing as part of a milk advertising campaign competition. In fact, Margaret did not win. As she remembers, "The final was in Perth. I came second because I was not a farmer's daughter." Margaret was only allowed to compete at all because she was a member of the Young Farmers Club based in Edinburgh. And another newspaper-sponsored competition from 1970. The judging of this competition looks at part beauty, part pint pouring skill, and it certainly takes a measure of the contestants' ability for good banter. These photos show the 1970 Daily Record Barmaid of the Year, and the charming winner is Elizabeth McGuinness, a fine surname for a pub landlady if there ever was one. Elizabeth was the landlady of Dizzy Lizzie's, which was on Buchanan Street in Leith. The Dizzy Lizzie is now a cycling-themed pub called the Tourmalet, named after after a particularly difficult section of the Tour de France. The latest reviews say that the staff are warm and friendly, the atmosphere laid back, and the decor quirky and inviting, which all suggest that Dizzy Lizzie's legacy lives on in the new landlord's pub. Now for a somewhat unusual competition winner. In this photo, we see winner Leslie Bell, and behind him is none other than comedian and actor, and of course, Co-op Road Safety Prize presenter, Bill Oddie. Yes, Leslie has won the 1975 Road Safety Design Prize. Jean Bell, who donated the photo, remembers, Leslie had won a competition run by the Co-op to design a road safety poster, presented by Bill Oddie of the Goodies fame. Jean remembers a lovely day out with road safety exhibitions, lovely buffet, and free booze for father. Another unusual competition. The young men in this photograph are graduates of a shoemaking and repair night school class. The award for Best in Class was sponsored by Leslie Pringle & Co., a family-run business supplying to the shoe repair trade in Edinburgh and in Glasgow. The winner of the trophy is John Lighterness, the young man with bow tie holding the rather elegant trophy. Joseph Pryor, who donated the photograph, is the boy on the far right. At one point, Leslie Pringle & Co. were located on Leith Walk in what is now the St. Columba's charity shop. They were there incorporated with Dougal Cameron, so their new catchphrase became mingle with Pringle and hammer on with Cameron. We apologize for the slightly blurred photo here, but what a story it tells. The photo is of Mr. Thomas Siggy posing proudly with an array of rifle shooting silver. Mr. Siggy's granddaughter Anne Stephan, who gave us the photo, explained that these were awarded for his absolute precision with the rifle, up to and during the First World War, at which time Mr. Siggy was a member of the Volunteers. It looks like he has also won several medals as well. Elizabeth Ingalls donated this photograph. It shows the 1965 third prize winning Clydesdale horse along with its handler. They had both just finished leading the Leaf Pageant Parade, and we think this photo was taken on the links. Elizabeth Ingalls remembers that the Clydesdale horses would lead the parade that went all around Leith and finish in Leith links. Does anyone recognize this horse or its handler from the 1965 parade? Perhaps you know why or when the Clydesdale horses stopped leading the Leaf Pageant. If so, please do get in touch. Another outstanding non-human prize winner. Here is the 1972 prize-winning Greyhound with its owner. They are both standing in front of the tracks at the Wallingford Greyhound Stadium. The photo was taken by Jas A. Bryden, who worked for the Evening Dispatch where the photo was originally published. Does anyone remember attending races at the Wallingford Greyhound Stadium, or Scarlet Park as it was also called? The site today is home to a housing development built after the stadium closed in 1992. The development is named Scarlet Park after the track that once stood there. Our final photo shows two Scotland's Cup holders, Maisie Brand and her friend and colleague Kathy Bald. This cheeky heading in Maisie's photo book refers to the photo rather than the competition, of course. Maisie and Kathy worked at Norton Park, just off Easter Road, for Goskirk Electroplaters and Polishers. In 1951, when the photo was taken, Goskirk & Co. must have been the trophy engravers for the Scottish Cup. As I'm sure many of you will know, the actual Scotland Cup holders that year was Motherwell, who defeated Dundee in the final. We leave you with a mystery winner of a mystery competition. This photograph is from a special collection of glass plate negatives donated to our archive by a professional Edinburgh-based photography studio who worked in the 1960s. The sign between the winner and the presenter announces this as a basketball competition sponsored by the Scottish Milk Marketing Board. Does anyone recognize the winner, or perhaps remember the competition, or where the building is? If so, as always, we would love to hear from you. Please get in touch in the comment section below, on our social media pages, or send us an email. Thank you for listening today.